Hi viewers, welcome to Beginners Tech Road.
Real life example where polymorphism concept can be used. Okay, so if you take like as a simple, usually if we go for any ice cream parlor, okay. So when we go for ice cream parlor, usually there will be a various types of availability there, like stick ice creams, cone ice creams, scoops, cake ice cream. So like that, various types of ice creams will be available. So even we will be having a choices in a flavor like vanilla flavor, chocolate flavor, strawberry flavor. So like that various flavors also will be available. Even a few parlors, ice cream parlors, if you see, even they are giving some additional options like we can add some toppings like almond nuts, choco chips. Okay. Similar way, even we can add sauces like hot sauces, like hot chocolate, and even honey sauce. So like that, there are, if you see, when we go for any ice cream parlor, if there we have a many options to choose it. So if we take this as a real life example, so for this uh, problem, if you see for this scenario, so how we can provide a software solution to calculate and display the billing details for a customer based on their whatever the selected options. Okay, so the customer can select various options as we discuss now, so that based on the customer selection, how the calculation we can do it. Why? Because depending on the choices, the price will vary, various based on their adding a top-ons or whatever the things, toppings or other choices. So automatically the price will be more. Based on that, we need to add the various values to calculate the price. So how that can be done now? Okay, and how we can display the, based on their choice, how we can display their price and order details. So that we will just write a simple program using the object-oriented programming in C# language. So using the concept of polymorphism. Okay, so with the polymorphism concept, is part of the object-oriented programming language. So we can make this solution very effectively and with a minimum code, and as the reusability and the polymorphism and all the classes, objects, all this based on all the concepts. So we can make very simple way we can give the solution. So that we will see and we will understand how we can use the object-oriented programming, especially the polymorphism concept. So that's how the polymorphism will happen in this example we will observe. Okay, so first let's start the in our programming. First we should start the we should define a various classes, because all these are the custom we are going to, in object oriented programming language, the classes will be having the all the whatever the fields required and whatever the behavior actions required on that particular fields or data, we are all going to encapsulate in the classes, right? So we will just do all these things. So first in our class, we are going to define a ice cream. We will take as a class, as a base class, we will define a ice cream, and using the base class, we will make various type of ice creams and we will see it. Okay, so before going to that details class, as we discussed even enumerations and we understood the use of enumerations, so I am going to define enumerations for the flavors, whatever the flavors availability. Based on that, I am going to prepare the enumerations. So for that, I am going to start with the enum keyword and then flavors. Okay, so flavors is the enumeration I am going to define, and here I am going to give the various flavors like vanilla, chocolate, blueberry. Just I will take few examples. butterscotch. Okay, enough. So like this, we discussed about the enumerations also. I am not assigning any specific values so that default it starts from the 0. Even we can observe here, vanilla is 0, chocolate will be 1, like that. So flavors enumeration is ready now. And I am going to add one more enumeration, toppings. In this, I will just give almond, nuts, choco chips, and cream sticks. So like this, something, few I can take it. Yeah, fine. Okay, so now these are the things is there now. So just, I will just define a base class. Okay, ice cream. Okay, so in this, I will use like a public fields. So flavors. So here I am going to use the enumeration flavors. So that, and I will define a variable name, small letter flavor. Okay. So flavor variable we define, and even the type of the ice cream also we can keep it as a main base. So even in the base class itself, I will add this also, public, it's a type of string, and what type of ice cream, so that I can keep it in the base class itself. So these two are ready, and even the total final calculated, that unit price also we can keep in a base class. But depending on choice, the calculation will be different, but the basic variable I can define in a base class. So I will keep it as a decimal type. So final unit price. So now these three fields, yeah, in the base class, these three fields are enough as just for a simple understanding. Okay, so now these are the data what we are going to, basic data we are going to keep in the ice cream class. Okay, then now I will just make a constructor. So ice cream. So in this constructor, so what I will do inside, in this basic, just for our understanding, I will just make as a default. Okay, so flavor equal to, even we can take the parameters and we can give it. So I will make it a two things just for understanding. So what I can do, default, suppose I will assign some flavor. For example, so how we can assign flavors is the type we defined, enumeration type, dot, we are going to, this is the type here, the field how we define the flavor as a enumeration type. So if I put flavors dot, see now the choices will be there, so that the enumeration helps to pick the exact whatever the options we are going to provide it instead of entering something. So that is the reason. Okay, example default, if I keep here as a vanilla, if I don't give any choice, so default I am taking as a vanilla example. So then suppose if we want to allow choices, so what I will do, I will make a one more constructor. As a constructor, I am going to overload. So I'm going to include all the concepts here for a better understanding. So that is the reason I'm just adding all these type of things. So in this, I will give the choice for the flavors so that I can give a parameter with the type of flavors, and here I will use the same flavor name. Okay, so now here variable, now again the concept what we discussed, so I am going to introduce here like the this. See, now both are same, so we can use the this keyword to differentiate. So this dot flavor equal to whatever the parameter flavor we are assigned. Okay, so these are the basic fields we defined. Constructors ready. Without parameter, one constructor we defined. With parameter, one constructor we defined. Is nothing but constructor overloading concept we are using here. Like this is also as one polymorphism we discussed, like a method overloading. Same way here, the constructor overloading, because the constructor is nothing but a special kind of method that we discussed. So that method overloading concept we are using as a compile time polymorphism concept. So two constructors we have done. Now in the base class, even we can have a displaying the data, whatever the basic data available, we can display here. So I will just make it, okay, one method void. So no return type, it's only just going to use for a display. So display order details, like that. One method I can define without the parameters and without return type. So I can give just to display. So here I can write like console dot write line to display on the screen. Okay, I will use with the dollar. Okay. So now, what are the details we can display here? I can display the type, whatever the type. Okay. And for this type, it's nothing but the, here we defined typ is the variable name, the here type. So that type I am using, and then I will just give as a new line only. Every detail I will display in a new line, and then flavor. Okay, whatever the flavor, the variable we define for a flavor. Yes. So these are the basic details available in the this thing. Even the final unit price also is there. I will give this how I can display the final price along with other details. I am trying to display the final price. Okay, we can write here as well, but the sequence just to understand the how the like a overriding, how that is the main base principle for the method overriding concept. That is the where the most the runtime polymorphism happens. So that I am trying to explain. So at that time I will use that field. So currently these two fields, the basic I am trying to display with this type, ice cream type. Okay, so this is the base type I define. Okay, so in this only I am not doing any calculations, I am not doing anything, just I define a fields, just I define a construction, just I have define a display. That's all. So this I am going to use as a base class. So now I will define now the some other classes for a various ice creams. Example class. Okay, I will just take ice cream cone. Okay, just I will take as a ice cream cone, and I can derive the from ice cream. Yes, so derivation, I did it. Yeah, now automatically all these will be available here in this. Okay, now for cone ice cream, I will give the option for this cone ice cream. we can give the option for sauces. Okay, I will just take one variable, bool sauce. Okay, and then here also I will create a constructor for this. Okay, so public ice cream cone, and for this, what are the parameters we require? If you see, okay, so we want to additionally we have given a choice for a sauce. So we want to take the flavor and whether they wanted any sauce or not. Like that basic, we can take it. Even the sauces also we can give a choices, but instead of taking not to make it too complex, I will just take whether the sauce is required or not. Like that bool I will take it, so that we can make a concept understanding very well. Okay, so now for this, the type flavors, I am going to take as a one parameter. Okay, so whatever the thing, I will just give it as a, okay, I will just give cream flavor as a one variable, and another one just I will take as a bool sauce. So here also same way how we have done like this, here this flavor, and using this we can use it, but just to understand the various ways, I did here the variable name underscore sauce I have given. That is a private variable. If you see the bool, I didn't make as a public. I just make it as a private, so that this is the only available within this class, so that outside if you see what we define a variable name all is not visible. So this name as a normal name I have given like a, and here I use like this. So to give you people to understand, so various ways how we can write it. So I am doing like this. Okay, so now ice cream flavor boolean and type. I know that in this, when we are using in this, the type definitely it is a type will be like ice cream cone. So I will just hard code this. Why? Because we know this class is defining for the cone ice cream. So just I can write it like here, ice cream cone type. Okay, or cone ice cream, however we want, we can write it. So this is the type, and then flavor. See, the flavor as we inherited, automatically it will be available. All this from the base class, it is available. So flavor equal to whatever the flavor as a parameter, I am going to take cream flavor. So now type aside, and then sauce, this variable, local variable equal to whatever the parameter. So in this construction, we are taking a two parameters, one for a flavor using a type, enumeration type flavors, another is the bool data type, and default the type we are assigning as a ice cream cone. So now the data is available. Okay, so still this final unit price, we are not assigning any values. If you see, type is ready if you come to this ice cream cone class, and flavor is ready if you come to ice cream cone class. So now the constructor is ready. In this constructor itself, as flavor they selected, sauce they selected, suppose if I want to do a calculation now here itself. Why? Because this is the choices is ready now, all the options user is specifying, so that I will use some conditions. Example, flavor, whatever the flavor user entered is nothing but, I can use as a parameter, or I can use as a this one. If we see now, the both will be flavor equal to, example, how we can compare now. I want to compare if it is we have a various flavors allowed. this is the flavor is a type of flavors type. How we can compare is in the sense again same like a flavors you can use it. Flavors dot you can give like a choice. Example, if it is a vanilla, the flavor is vanilla. Like this, you can use a comparison. The enumeration you can use in a comparison like this. So this is the variable flavor, and here we are comparing flavors dot vanilla. Even you can compare with 0, but 0 is not readable, right? If you see 0 means what it is not a readable. But instead of giving a 0, flavors dot vanilla, if you give, if we read anyone, we can understand, okay, this condition is for if flavor is vanilla. So that is the advantage of the enumerations. Okay, so now in this case, what I will do, I will give you a final price. Here I will give you a final unit price. If it is a vanilla, okay, 50 rupees. I can assign. Okay, fine. Even various choices we have provided, right? So we want to write a code for everything. So in a simple quickly, I am copying here. So I will write like a else if flavor equal to vanilla we covered. So remaining, if you see, chocolate is there. Okay, chocolate we will just make it as a 60 rupees example. Okay, and then remaining 2 also we will complete. Paste, and flavor equal to example butterscotch. Okay, this I will make it as a some 70, and then one more else if. Okay, the next last one what we have is the blueberry. So only 4 options: vanilla covered, chocolate covered, butterscotch covered, blueberry. So all 4 we covered. I will just make it as a 80 rupees. Yeah. So this way, see now in this class, ice cream cone class, I am calculating based on the choices, the price I am calculating. Okay, this all done. Now, one more condition, I am going to put it for a sauce. That is the additional. I am going to make it as a separate price. Okay. So if sauce, suppose if they selected as a sauce, just I will add a 5 rupees more. So how I can use, I am going to use final unit price. Even I can use this operators plus equal to 5. What it happens, whatever the price, when sauce selected 5 rupees more. If vanilla and sauce yes, then 50 plus 5, 55 rupees. So like that, we are just adding a 5 rupees. Like this calculations we defined for the things. So if else if, and this I am taking as a separate if, because if else if means any one only will satisfy based on the what choice we selected, and sauce is a different choice. So that is the reason that I am not keeping in a else if. That is a separate. The flavors block is one condition, sauce is another condition. So that is the reason this I am making as a separate if. Okay, so now this is there. Now here, if I want to, now the information is there. If I want to display the order details now in this, how I can do it? Suppose if I want to take a same name, if we take a same name, what happens now? If you see hides inherited member, use the new keyword, like that it will give. So if we use like this, it hides, but I want to do a override. Why? Because if I hides is a different concept we discussed. I wanted to make the polymorphism, effective polymorphism with for this solution. I want to make a override this. So to override this, so what I can do it? So on the base class, okay, in the base class, I need to specify the virtual. So I will do here. I will add here virtual, so that now virtual in the base class, so that it allows to override in the derived class. When we use the virtual keyword here for this method, automatically when you derive with this base class, in the derived class, you can override this method. So now here I can use the override so that we can make the polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Okay. So override I am using. So now in this override, so what I can do, these details we have already. So I am going to make some more details. We can write like this. Once again, the type we can write in this method, as well as the additional details like in this choice, whatever it is. So source, whether source they selected or not additionally. In this, if you see, this is source only the additional field in this. So if I take source, so whether the source is applied or not. So for this, I will do in a different way. I don't use a dollar. Okay, let it be. So source, I'm going to put it, and here I will remove this, and then now here I will use the conditional operator, whatever we learned, conditional operator I will use here. Why? Because I want to give some constructed text. So I will take the variable source. So if user selected source yes, it is a Boolean type, so that I am going to use a conditional operator. We know that expression, question mark, and if true, what value, and if it is we can give, and in a colon, if it is a false, what value we can give. So what I am trying to do, if they selected source, I am going to give a message applied, source applied. Sorry, I don't need a equal to here. Just I will use like this source, a placeholder. Here, if it's true, it will be substituted here, source applied. If a false, then I am going to specify like a not applied. So user is not selected, so that we are not applying any source. So not applied. So this way, in this example, even I am trying to cover the conditional operator, how we can use it. So this is source true applied. If it is a false, not applied, I am returning. That will be substituted here. See, now this is there. Even I calculated the price also. So what I can do, even I can display the price also here now. So console write line, unit price. This is only a unit price calculation. How many quantity user going to add? We can make the net price. Okay. If in a complete like that, if you see a complete solution also, we can make very easy with all these concepts, but I am just taking only up to unit price in this example as a simple to understand the concept. Okay, so for this, and I will just give one new line break here, and then unit price. Now I will remove this. This you can use a dollar also, or you can use this way also, whichever it is. So final unit price, whatever we calculated, I am going to print that here, unit price equal to. So now all the details are there. See, now this is fine. Now everything we have, what type user going to selected, that type we are going to display in a new line, what flavor, that flavor we are going to display in a even here. Yeah, anyhow, this is in a separate line, so that the source will be displayed whether source applied or not. And then in a new line, unit price, whatever the unit price based on the choices. All this is ready now. If you see now, as the thing is available here, as I already written here, why do I want to return here again? Instead of that, what I can do, the concepts, whatever we learned, base keyword. The base dot, I can use display order details so that the base method will be called and then this will be called. so that even though I overridden, but still with the base keyword, I can call the base method. So this definition I can call, so that base.display order details, what happens, it will write this line, then it will continue from here, so that all three details will be getting. So okay, so that is the understanding to give with the base keyword. I just written here this method with displaying these two details. Okay, instead of writing this method example, you can straight a few details you can write it. So to make a simple, and the advantage of the object oriented programming to utilize, so we can write like this in a better way. So now this class also ready. I think we have done everything for this class. Fine. Now we will go for a as a understanding. Just we will take one more class, not more than that. I am going to take one type as a cone I have taken. Another type I can take as a cake, so that I can use of the toppings for a cake. Okay, again I am going to use the same base class ice cream. So now here I am going to introduce one more sauce also we can apply for a cakes, and I am going to use the one more enumeration what we defined on top. So toppings, I am going to use the variable something like topping. So these are all I am not making a public. Why? Because I don't need to expose outside this class. I need only within this class. Okay, so this is nothing but the abstraction. So we don't need whatever required, that only we are going to show, expose from this class. Whichever not required, we are not going to. We are going to abstract within the class. Nothing but hide within the class. So toppings, I am going to use the topping as a one variable. Okay, fine. So now these two are there. Now the constructor, I am going to change ice cream cake. Okay, now the method will be same. So in this ice cream cake, now parameters here we have two, flavor and then sauce. Additionally, what I can do, I can introduce one more topping parameter. So again that same type, flavor enumeration type, and then I will use the variable topping, just topping. I will use the variable. So now this is ready. So type here, it is a ice cream cake. And then flavor, again what cream flavor they selected, same, and sauce, yes or no, that will become here as a bool, and here topping. So this underscore topping variable, local variable, whatever we define, equal to whatever the topping through parameter. See, now this also done, all the additional. See, if you see the inheritance advantage, if you see, okay, and you can enhance the implementation instead of changing the whatever the already other classes, whatever we have written, straight away I am just using as an inheritance, extending is possible. Whatever for ice cream cake is required, I am using that respective thing. Okay, so now ice cream is, cake is ready, and I want to give a additional the prices how we want to, as it is a cake. So I will just make it as a price just for understanding, 150, 160, 170, 180 I will keep it. And if it is a sauce, I will leave it as a same 5 rupees even for this also topping. And then now whatever the topping we are going to use it. Okay, so for the toppings, whatever the toppings, so what I will do it, the toppings what they selected, I will just put it. Okay, based on the topping, even here we can add the one more these are the prices for this. And for a topping, one more if condition, we can add it. Okay, so here again same like a topping equal to toppings dot okay. So what are the toppings we have given? Okay, so almond nuts. So if it is a almond nuts, so then okay, so I will keep it example some another 10 rupees more. And so here inside toppings, instead of a almond, I am going to take a next one choco chips. Okay, I will just keep as a 20 rupees. The choices to see, control space bar if you put, you can see the example cream sticks. Okay, 30 rupees. So these are the only three choices. So I am going to remove this, and this also is an additional category. So I am going to use as a plus equal to. Based on the flavor, I just change the price, and then so like this, we can just use it as a, based on the toppings, we can use the price. Okay, so now, and the sauce, another +5. So like this, now all the various options, whatever, we have done it. And here again, now sauce is there, unit price. So before the sauce, one more we can put it here. For this particular case, what are the toppings they have selected? Okay, toppings equal to 0. So here I can just give the variable topping. Okay, that's the same base display here also I'm using, and then sauce applied or not, toppings, what toppings, and final calculated unit price, whatever the unit price. See, now this class also ready now. So this is the classes how we define for this solution. So automatically, so now how we can call the using these classes, how we can create the objects, and with the objects, so how we can see how this functionality will work. Okay, and how the requirement satisfies, and especially how the polymorphism concept is implemented here. So automatically, whatever the choices we selecting, how the price will be calculated and the things will be displayed. So now I will go to here. This is the class is ready. This types various class. In the class, nothing but we have defined a various types as a user defined types or with the classes and enumerations, all the things. So now what I will do here, I will show you just for understanding. Okay, previous how we discussed same way. So the console.writeLine, I will just give you as a message here. Okay, just I will, for giving a new line break, I will give one more new line, and then using derived class type examples. Okay, I will just write a message so that for our understanding. So now with the derived class, I will create the objects. So what I will do, I will create a ice cream cone object. So ice cream cone, I will declare the variable like this, and then I will just, while creating the object for ice cream cone, we have a uh, flavors, whatever the flavors and whatever the sauce we are going to select. So here when you pass also, same this type only you are going to use it. So flavors dot, okay, in the screens, however the input we can give it, that is the different concept that we can learn when we design the screens with the user input also. But generally based on the conditionally, when we are passing here also, whatever the choice we are going to give is the same. Example, if I take it as a blueberry and then sauce. Yeah, I am planning to apply a sauce. Okay, so just I have given the true. And then now the object dot display order details. So display order details. So I have just written this. So now similar way I will write for the ice cream cake also. If you see the difference, only I am making first letter for a type and for a variable. Here I use it as a small. Here it is a caps. That is only just I am using for a readability. So new, as the C# language is a case sensitive, I am using that advantage. So here now if you see automatically even topping also parameter it is there. So now we will give the all the options one by one. So flavors dot example, if we take something like a butterscotch, and then toppings dot we will just take as a choco chips, and then sauce, yeah, applied. And then I'm going to use the method ice cream cake dot display order details. See now, okay. So we will see up to here how this data will be displayed. See now the result if we look at. See, using derived class type examples, type ice cream cone. See first object whatever we created for that type is ice cream cone, flavor is blueberry, sauce applied, unit price 85. See how it is calculated all the things. So with the 85, see if we come here, flavor is, see flavor blueberry. So blueberry is the unit price is 80 and then sauce applied. So that 5 rupees. So as it is a cone, it calculated like this and we got a 85. Similar way here, it is a ice cream cake. Type is butterscotch, sauce applied, toppings choco chips. So unit price is 195. So if you go here, ice cream cake. So flavor butterscotch is the 170 and then toppings choco chips. So 20, 170 plus 20, 190 and then sauce applied, it is a 5 rupees. So that 195. So this is about the this one. See the calculations what we got it. Okay, so this is about the using a derived class type, but this is not the thing what we are going to work for the polymorphism. Why? Because we cannot have like this separate objects, right? We created, that is not, it's again not going to be a advantage here if we write like this, creating this object and again this object like that. So it is nothing but a normal classes we used with only the inheritance. But how we can make use of the polymorphism? Okay, so that for that we need to use a base type instead of a derived type. We need to use a base type. See, I will copy the whole thing. I will paste here. So using derived in this place, I will put a base class type examples. So base in the sense what we need to create we need to take a type for both same base ice creams. This is where the polymorphism lies. So ice cream. Here variable name, I will just make it like a only ice cream only. Okay, just ice cream. Here that whatever the object we are creating, if you see the type what we declared is a ice cream, but the object whatever we are creating will be ice cream cone. Same I will use it. And here once again, as defined already, we should not define once again. So once again, I will just take the same variable ice cream. Okay, so now in this case, I am going to type is ice cream, same ice cream type, but the object whatever I created is a ice cream cake. And again, I am going to use even this also same ice cream dot display orders. See, this is the advantage of the override whatever we implemented and that runtime polymorphism whatever is going to happen. If you see the results, you can see the difference. You don't find any difference, but the polymorphism how it is happening, if you see, we taken a same type ice cream type for both, but whatever the object we are assigning to that variable, based on that automatically, see here also we are calling ice cream dot display order, here also we are calling ice cream dot display order only depending on this line what object we assign to that type ice cream type, based on that the runtime polymorphism is happening and automatically it calculating. Okay, so that is the, see, this is not the, this is a regular for our understanding I have given, but to make use of the object oriented programming language and especially the polymorphism, we should use the below way. This is the efficient way the polymorphism will take care. Okay, both I will execute and show you. See now, here, see this is the top results and now this is the bottom results. Okay, see you are getting same ice cream blueberry sauce applied 85, ice cream cake butterscotch sauce applied choco chips 195. So this is the advantage. Okay, so we no need to use this way. The solution what we providing, okay, with the polymorphism efficiently with the only the base type what we are using. See, it's ice cream, but what flavor user selected, the price, all the calculations, everything is calculated automatically. So using the polymorphism concept. So this is about this simple example. Okay, so I will give you some more details here. If I want to change here, if I put one more cake example, one more cake, butterscotch instead of butterscotch, suppose if I take vanilla Okay. And then even I can give you one more. Okay, so vanilla, and the toppings can be something cream sticks, and I don't want any sauce. Okay, so this is only the thing what I am changing, what option I am selecting, whether a type of cake or cone. Based on that, my coding only, this is only what I am going to change it. I am going to give it the information. Then automatically the calculations will be done. See now, ice cream cone, blueberry sauce applied 85, ice cream cake, butterscotch sauce applied 195. Here, ice cream cake, flavor vanilla, sauce not applied, toppings cream sticks, unit price 180. So like that, automatically it is going to calculate. Okay, so this is the if you want to even just debug and check. Okay, see in this case how it is. If you keep here and if you check it, so in this case automatically based on the type what it is defined, automatically it will go to the that respective method. So here this is the display order details for the cone. This is the display order details for the cake. So whatever the thing you are same ice cream dot display order, but this is the cake type what you assign to this cake object to this ice cream type. So automatically it will go to the ice cream cake in that class, whatever the display order details method we have. So directly it will come to this, so that this this display will be executed, so that this displaying will be shown on the screen. Similar way, if it is a code, automatically it will come to this method call and this display will be displayed. So that automatic to which method to call, that is what the polymorphism, it's happening at a runtime. How it is deciding based on the type of object what we assign to the ice cream type. For both the cases we are assigning only taking a type is only ice cream type, but the object what we are assigning depending on that polymorphism happening, that respective method is calling. Okay, so example, one more simple concept, whatever we learned, I just try to give you the thing. Example, in this class, here I have a flavor, ice cream flavor. Here I used it. Okay, so suppose here, if I don't assign any flavor, then what happens for a ice cream cone and even for a ice cream cake also? Suppose if I don't choose the any flavor, so then what happens? The default constructor, whatever we have, okay, in this the flavor is vanilla, so that it will assign the flavor vanilla, right? So let's see what happens. See now, so default automatically for all the cases we got a flavor vanilla. Whatever we passed, why? Because we didn't assign, we just for understanding how the constructor, this in a base class, this constructor, this default constructor, this will call, that I'm saying. How we can utilize this? Suppose we are assigning here, right? Example, I am going to show you that example. So here now, I just commented this, and both the places I commented so that this flavor is not taken. It's taken only the default constructor, whatever we assigned flavor vanilla. So in this, that vanilla we displayed here. Okay. So now instead of that, whatever the choice we selected, that itself if you want to display, so we are assigning this. No, instead of that, even what you can do here, you can call as a base constructor using a base keyword. So this is the base keyword additional thing. So if you give like this base only without parameter, as it is overloaded, so you can see two options for the method. So it's overloaded to two variations, like one without parameter, another with parameter. So if you give like this, it's nothing but it's a default constructor. So if you give like this, or if you omit, it takes default constructor only. Suppose if you want to call a specific constructor, and if you want to pass this, whatever the value here, if you want to pass, you can do like this. See, here I assigned, no? Even if you do like this also, what happens? It calls this constructor automatically instead of this, so that whatever the parameter we are passing, that only will be assigned here. See, I commented this and I used this base keyword with calling the base class, which constructor you want to call. You can specify like this in inheritance area, in this constructor, you can do this. This is all happens only when you have a inheritance. So that the base constructor, if you want to choose which constructor to call, the default constructor will call always. Additional any different constructors, overloaded constructors, if you want to call, you can do this also. So here only we are assigning the variable, so you cannot find much difference if you see. But even if you are doing so much of stuff here with a real complex example, even in this example also, if we make a full-fledged solution, so many things we want to do it at that time, it helps. Now you can think like, okay, even I can assign here itself directly, even without calling a specific base constructor. You can think, but as this is only one line, if you think like that, but not like that. So here, if you define already various functionality, you no need to rewrite all that functionality here. You can just call that respective base constructor whenever the particular constructor is calling. So like this, even if you have a overloading constructor here, every constructor you can give this base, so that accordingly you can call different base constructors. So as we defined in this class only one constructor with the parameters. So these parameters you can use as a values to pass as a parameter. So that is the advantage here. See, we are just passing this value to the base class by using as a parameter, base parameter. So this is the base keyword advantage. Not only like this calling base any method, even you can call the constructor using like this. You cannot call like a base dot constructor. You need to call like this only wherever you assign. Especially while constructing this. The advantage is while constructing this ice cream cone object, automatically you can construct the base definitions. So that is the advantage. So this is the use of the base. Say now if I see automatically for a cone, similarly if you do here also, automatically you will get it. I am changing only for cone, and for the cake I didn't change. So you can see the difference also. For one it will come still the vanilla, other one only will come whatever we choose. So like this, all object-oriented concepts, object-oriented programming language concepts, whatever we learned, we can utilize effectively to providing a solution. See now, for a cone, we got a blueberry, but for a cake, still we got a vanilla. Whatever we selected, we didn't get. Okay, because that we commented that line, and even we didn't call the, see, we supposed to get a butterscotch, but we didn't get, we got a vanilla only. Okay, for both we got a vanilla only. Okay, but for this, whatever we selected a blueberry, for a thing, we got a properly for a cone blueberry, because for a cone, we used the this base constructor calling as we commented here. Similar way, here, if you do, it will come. Or if you comment, uncomment this, it will come. Okay, but the best practice is if something if we want to do along with the base, if we defined anything, so we can use here like this. So that now for this also automatically it will be displayed the whatever the choice we selected. Okay, so like that, if it is only a single line, whatever we use, there is no difference if you assign here or if you call a respective base constructor. But if you are having in a respective base constructor, so much of code you have written, so much of functionality or behavior you have provided already, then instead of repeating again here, you can use that by using this base keyword and to call the respective constructor of the base class. Okay, so this is all about this example. Okay, so now, as we discussed already, how we can see this enumeration, okay, how we can add and to display on the screens also. I will just show you quickly. Console dot write line. In example, so various ways how we can do it. So if you see flavors, whatever the flavors type for the enumeration. So flavors, example, how we can create the object for a classes, similar, and variable how we can define for a classes. Similar way for enumeration also we can define a variable, flavors F4. So it's just we defined, but we didn't assign. Suppose if you want to assign any value, okay, so if you want to, then what we can do, F4 equal to same way flavors, as we observed in a conditions how we did, similar way flavors chocolate, if we put it, so automatically the F4 will be having the chocolate. So if you write on the screen how the various ways we can write on the screen. Console write line. Okay, just I will use this way, and then here if I use the F4 just as a this variable name, if I use, how it displays on the screen. And if I directly use example F4 dot toString, how it displays. So if you use F4, how it displays. If you use with F4 dot toString, default will be what it displays, whether that this text of the enumeration will display or the underlying integer value, whether it display. Just to quickly to show you understanding. Similar way, even example, if we take a integer variable, one integer, example flavor num, like that one thing, and how we can get the number, the associated number for this, how we can get, it's like a casting will be allowed for this. Okay, so you can, it is going to be a numerical type only, right? So example, default, if we don't specify anything, when you declare, it is a integer type. If you want to specify specifically, then colon long, like that we will be specifying for enumeration, right? So as I didn't specify anything, so it will be a default in the definition. So that flavors and not the chocolate, whatever we have here, flavors dot, or even like a straight, that FO we already defined, right? So that FO, if we cast to int, what happens? Here we are displaying directly FO. Here you are, so this value, how it displays. If I display on the screen, how that value will be displayed. So example, flavor number. If I use the flavor number, so what value it will be displayed. So if you see, now, whatever the flavors.chocolate we assigned, see here, the first we got the result chocolate. Second also we got the result chocolate. Then we got the number 1. So if you look at here, okay, so the first F4 directly the variable name if we use also, it giving only the text. Okay, the constant text what we define in enumeration, the chocolate we are getting. Okay, and even dot to string also it will come the same. But here the third one is nothing but the flavor number. This flavor number whatever we use. So how we got this number, flavor number, we need to cast. Default FO will give that constant text. If you want that underlying numerical value, then we will be using this int. So like this. Suppose in this chocolate here, whatever we have here in the enumeration, in the chocolate, it is in alphabetical order, it will be assigning the numbers. So that, okay. Sorry, the vanilla is a 0 and not in this order, whatever we define in this order. So vanilla is 0, chocolate is 1, like that it is coming, right? So now example, this is coming as a 1. If I put as a 10, now if I execute this, you will be getting that number 10. So this is all about what we learned about the enumerations as a quick how it can be. In this example also we use it many places. No? So to understanding even better, I am just giving you a quick examples here how we can use various outputs. See, like that we got a 10. So this is the even use of the enumerations, and it's the advantage. It's a very good readability it gives. In our coding, see, it's a very good readability it gives, as well as the program will ensure the only the specific values you are going to pass wherever it is required. So this is about the polymorphism concept.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel for more videos.